Alright. Oh, damn, wait. What the fuck? I hear myself. Okay, so we start streaming. Okay, today we're gonna, how do I get rid of this? Okay, today we're gonna be looking at the German unification topic. And we are going to be looking at the fucking Zollverein. 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 Okay. Now this, yeah. Okay, let me type it in. Oh, I cannot type. Alright, here we go. We have the fucking Zollverein. We're gonna make this shit massive. Okay, today's topic is the fucking Zollverein. Look at this. This is something that's quite cool. If I want to draw something, I go into here and I click add sketch. And then I can sketch on my phone. So let's just go what it means first. So Zoll means customs. Okay. And Verein means union. What the fuck just happened? It just closed. My little sketchpad just closed while I was drawing. What the fuck? It doesn't even save. This is bullshit. Okay. Zoll. We have it as customs and Verein. Have it as union slash association. Okay. Alright, so let's just get this here before I'll skip it closing, okay? So Zoll, customs, Verein equals a union slash association. Okay. And the definition of a definition of it is Overline is an why is it focused? An economic area where trade moves freely or where goods move from one place to another. Once again, freely, it just means tariffs. Alright. So it's an economic area where trade moves freely or where goods move from one place to another freely, which just means without tariffs or custom duties. So it's just the raw price, nothing's added on or anything. Okay, I had this timeline here. Let's try to paste this into here. Okay. It's not a full timer at all, but this is essentially the main events. The main events. Okay. Well, look. So the Zollverein is this economic area, whatever you can call it, a rule, a law passed organization, whatever, right? So what are the events that lead up to the creation of the Zollverein? Like, why does the government not want more money? Why don't they want more tariffs, more duties? Like, uh, you know, this is history. Where's the greedy government gone? Anyways, okay, so here we have the start of the 19th century. I really don't like how I can't draw on here. No, I can add sketch. Oh, doesn't matter. Alright, whatever. So, in the start of the 19th century, say you were to take goods from one part of Prussia to another part. Okay, so let's just draw this. We have part A to part B. Okay, so say you wanna take I don't know, take some bread from part A to part B, and this is going across Prussia, right? One of the possibilities is that it could involve you paying 63 different custom duties, right? So you're going from point A to point B, you're just shipping some shit over, and you gotta pay 63 custom duties, right? Who the fuck wants that? That's so much goddamn money, you know? And as a result of this, economic progress in Prussia halted due to the lack of internal trade, right? If it costs so much money, no one's gonna want to trade, okay? So halted economic progress, no internal trade. It's not really no internal trade, but rather a lack of internal trade. So that's what happens in the start of the 19th century. which is just pretty much like the 1800s. So it's pretty much 1800s till 1818 when the first major event, which was the complaints, took place. Right. So in 1818, 70 Rhineland manufacturers complained about the state of trade to Prussian authorities. Right. These guys are manufacturers. They need to make their money. If they can't make a living, they're gonna complain. Right. And because of all the fucking tariffs and all the customs duties, they couldn't make any money because everything was so expensive. No one wants to trade. No one wants to make business. You know, there's no point. So it gets to the point where 70 different manufacturers in Prussia start complaining. Okay. Luckily, Prussia is a bit understanding. So what they do, they conduct a review of their trading systems, right? And what they find is they find a system in dire need of a reform. Okay. 4,000 customs duties on goods entering Prussia. That's what they find. They find 4,000 customs duties on goods entering Prussia, and 67 tariffs within Prussian territories. So it doesn't matter what you want to do. It doesn't matter what your intention is. There's no point. 4,000 custom duties on goods entering Prussia from outside, and 67 tariffs within Prussian territories. Like, bro, this is just like, okay. Let me show you what this is like. Oh my god. See, I'm like drawing and then my phone just turns off. This shit actually pissing me off. Let's try this again. Add a sketch. There we go. This is what all the 70 Rhineland manufacturers, this is what the whole Prussia felt like. You know, they're trying to make a living doing the business. There's no point. You can't do shit because of all the tariffs and customs duties. So as a result, they feel like skullheads. Right? So shortly after the complaints in 1880, you can see on the timeline, the Marston's Tariff Reform Act takes place in May. So this is you know, good job to Prussia. They're on their thing, you know. They're doing good shit, right? So what they do is they create, what is this? They create this thing called the Prussia Customs Union. So you can either read this as PCU, Prussia Customs Union, or it's like EU, PU, you know, like from Taiwan we get PU, or it's like ICUP, but it's like PCU. Bit of an anagram with the omission of the I. Anyways, so we have the Prussia Customs Union created. Okay, so something else that happens additionally is that Prussia conducts a no, that's the wrong notes. Is that all internal custom duties are abandoned as part of a general modernization. So the world's growing. You know, England is gonna go through their great industrialization at some point. I don't know if Prussia's aware of it. Doesn't really matter. They're like, you know, holy fuck, we got. I need these stats down. Hold on, give me a second. So they find 4K custom duties on goods. So they have all this, right? 4K custom duties on goods, 67 tariffs in Prussia. They formed the PCU. They formed the Prussia Customs Union. This is in 1818 in May. And, you know, they're going through what's called a general modernization, where I guess they're just trying to improve the country, and, you know, they're looking towards the future, flying cars. You know, now we do not have flying cars. We have Folk Valley on Instagram Reels, and it's the best thing ever, and it's better than flying cars. So all internal custom duties, so I pretty much like I don't know if it's 4K or not. I don't know if this is internal, but just write it down. They're all abandoned. So there's no more internal custom duties. Like, beautiful, cheap. And the tariffs are lowered. So there's 67 tariffs. I don't know how many there are now, but they are lowered by a lot, which is really good for everybody who wants to do business. You know, customs gone, tariffs lowered. So we got lowered tariffs on imported goods, 10% tariff on manufactured goods, 20% on luxury goods. such as sugar and tea, and no tariffs on raw material. Right. So people of Prussia, they're trying to stimulate the economy. They're trying to grow the economy, keep it steady, keep business trade. Keep it a increasingly modernizing country. And for that to happen, they recognized that they had to fix the system, and they did it within the same year. So shout out to fucking Prussia, man. Shout out to Prussia. I don't know what Prussia is. Poland, Russia, probably. Anyways, so they did this Reform Act, the Mason's Tariff Reform Act, and then from 1819 to 1826, a bunch of small non-Prussian states joined the customs union. Okay, so now let's talk about the geography a bit. I don't know too much, but cool background, by the way. Shout out Anna Maria Luisa. All right, so this is Germany in 1815. Right, so this is before the Mason's Tariff Act in 1818. So you see, Prussia is this dark area. So you have this bit, this is on the Rhineland, which is just the land where the river of the Rhine runs through. It's a very fertile land. It's good for agriculture, probably. And you have East Prussia, whatever, you have this, right? And then you have all these little white states that just, I don't remember what they are. I think they're not a part of anything. I don't know. But here you have the Austrian territories and stuff, the Habsburg Empire. I don't know why it's called Habsburg. Don't know. And I'm guessing these little ones, Switzerland, Württemberg, and Bavaria, Hesse-Darmstadt, just kind of neutral, probably. And everything in here is inside the GCF, Greatest Common Factor, the German Confederation border. Right, why did I bring this up? Okay, so small non-Prussian states joined the customs union. So all these small Prussian states, small non-Prussian states, they see what Prussia's doing with this, cheaper trade, and they're like, you know what, we want to get in on that. We want to have cheaper trade too. So what do? They start joining. They're like, yo, Prussia, let me join. And Prussia's like, yeah, we got you. Alright, so from 1819 to 1826, a bunch of small non-Prussian states joined the customs union, and they're all benefiting from it. This seems to be doing good for everybody, right? So the benefits of a free trade union, it becomes obvious to neighboring states. Austria realizes, Netherlands, fucking Mecklenburg, they all realize. So it's cool, right? Couple more years pass by, and it's 1844. Right, this is called economic unity. So nearly all Germanic states have now joined the Zollverein. So in 1844, no, this is the birth of Zollverein. What date is this? I believe this is 1836. No, it's not 1836. 1834. Hold on a minute. I think I meant to do 1844. Let me fact check that. RQ. Alright. So I've checked it. So no, I'm not wrong. So 1834 is the official birth of the Zollverein. Anyways, so 1834 is when it was birthed, and then by 1844 it's existed for 10 years, and plenty of time for everyone who wants to join. Right, but some people don't want to join the Zollverein because they're egotistic. And an example of a country that didn't join is like Austria. So, 1844. Nearly all Germanic states have now joined the Zollverein. All these little white states, they're like, Zollverein. Austria was actually not invited. Austria, little bitch. Not invited to this cool Zollverein fucking thing, man. You ain't making money like us. You late to day trading, late to drop shipping. The storm has passed. And Bremen. Where is Bremen? I actually have no idea where Bremen is. Bremen is somewhere there. Remember that name, Bremen. Then Hamburg. POV, small non-Prussian state discovers racism. No, we can't say the ER. That's racist. We must rename ourselves to Hamburg. Oh shit, my monitor just turned off. Okay, it's fine. Guess did not like that joke. So we cannot find Hamburg. We cannot find Bremen. Okay, Hanover. There we go. Hanover right here where my cursor is. So Hanover, Bremen, and Hamburg have all decided not to join. Okay, Austria was not invited. I don't know if that includes Hungary. No, Hungary's not in the GCF, so it doesn't matter. Anyways, Hanover we can see is over here, right? So we have Hanover, Bremen, and Hamburg. So presumably they're all kind of in this area, or you know what? I'm gonna search it up. Wait, GCF Confederation. It's not force. What was GCF? Greatest common factor. Wait, border. Wait, what? I thought it was GCF. German Confederation. Wait, what? Oh, it's just German Confederation. Okay. Like, bro, who wants to look at this map? This looks so confusing, bro. I genuinely like why. Okay, this is fucking amazing, man. Look at this quality. Alright, hopefully this map will help us out. Okay, so Hamburg, there we go. Hamburg, as you can see, this is probably bodies of water. Right, so we have body of water next to Hamburg. Whatever, fuck the evidence. We don't need that shit. Right, so presumably Hamburg, Bremen, and God, these fucking names, man. Bremen, Hamburg, and Hanover. They've all decided not to join. Why had they decided not to join? Okay, so we have Bremen here, we have Hamburg here, then we have Hanover. We have. Okay, there we go. So just imagine this as the map, right? So we have Bremen here, we have Hamburg there, we have Hanover there. Yeah, you better remember these fucking names because I'm saying this shit so much. Bremen, Hamburg, Hamburger. I mean, Hanover. Right. So these three, they're located here, and so this is on the map. This is around this area because Hanover is here. So around this area, right? So Prussia over here, and Austria, Hungary over here, right? So they're all close to, I believe, EJ called it the North and the Baltic Sea. Okay, I mean, I would assume it is north because this is quite north up, and the Baltic Sea because it says Baltic somewhere. Does it say Baltic here? Yeah. Beautiful. Baltic here right here. Oh, look at that. The North and the Baltic Sea. I'm a fucking genius. Right? So the reason why they didn't join is because they have access to the North and Baltic Sea. They have their own ports established and set up already for trading. They can put whatever tariffs they want. They can put whatever customs they want. I would assume. Yeah, because they haven't joined the ZOLLVEREIN. So they can do whatever they want. So these greedy little bastards, they're just gonna chill here and just, I'm gonna do my own thing. I'm gonna put my own money on that shit, you know? Like, I'll go fuck. Right. So these guys are greedy little dummies. No one cares about them, right? Anyways, this is still 1844, around that time. The Zollverein Congress creates a trade treaty with Belgium. I don't know what this treaty is about, but it's, you know what? Let's figure this out. Zollverein trade treaty with Belgium, 1844. So this is during economic unity. JS tour. Oh my god. Oh. Teacher, are you lying to me? This is a bit awkward. Why do I have this marked down? What? Is Zollverein Congress created shit? Dude. Alright, you better show me the fucking money here. Here we go. Stupid. It was a landmark commercial agreement that granted mutual custom reductions and solved critical transit disputes. Belgium lowered duties on German transit goods moving through its territory, utilizing new Rhine Railway connecting Antwerp to Cologne. Reciprocal tariffs. Most favored nation. Whatever. They gave Belgians special treatment, and they both mutually lowered stuff, so trade was easier. Beautiful. Here's something that I have in bold, so this must be very important. So let's input this onto here. I hate how it does it with the text. Bang! Look at that. A heavy tax was placed on any foreign manufactured good passing through the Zollverein, the Prussian territory in the Zollverein. So now it's like, if you want to ship stuff throughout Prussia, throughout the German Confederation, there's a highly likely chance it's going to go through a heavy tax, because so much, like, you guys ever play Splatoon? Like, so much of it, like 80% is colored Zollverein, 20% colored non-Zollverein, you know? And it's like, dude, if I want to walk over the paint, I'm going to have to pay heavy taxes. So it's like, you may as well just join, because what the fuck are you doing? You benefit from it, like, whatever. So that's pretty much what leads to the Zollverein, what happens during the Zollverein, okay? If we want to get specific, the growth of the Zollverein in 1819, I don't have this on my timeline, but let's write these down. In 1819, the Schwarzburg Sonderhausen joins let's call it the PCS, the Prussian custom system. Who is Schwarzburg Sonderhausen? I don't know. I just have it. You know what? Let's figure this out. Who is Schwarzburg Sonderhausen? Small principality in Germany. Alright. So, oh, well, this is the actual flag. Or some shit. What the fuck am I looking at, bro? Bro, paste. How do I paste? Alright. So in 1819, the wait, where'd it go? Okay, whatever. In 1819, the Schwarzburg Sonderhausen. So, this is back in the day. So instead of Adam and Eve, they had Schwarzburg and they have Sonderhausen. So these two, Schwarzburg and Sonderhausen, they joined the Prussian customs system in 1819. And I'm guessing let's figure out how they helped it grow. How did Schwarzburg Sonden, oh my god, what the fuck is his name? Sonderhausen help grow the Zollverein. Alright. So they were the first outside state to join Prussia's internal customs system. Okay, you know what? Shout out to these two Adam and Eve motherfuckers. They're pioneers. So they joined, and everyone else was like, damn, look at all these gold and the leaves they have, and the fucking muscles on this fella. We want to join and be like that as well. Right? So then 7 years later, in 1826, let's mark this down. In 1826. Smaller states surrounded by Prussian territories joined. So smaller states surrounded by Prussia joined too, okay? 2 years later, in 1828, a rival custom union created what's called the Middle German Commercial Union. So you can see they're already using names like German. So it's just, this is like foreshadowing a country called Germany. Like, this is just how it has to be. Right. So, fucking, I don't know who, bro. They see this shit happening. They're like, why not me? Why can't I do this shit? I hate this. I want to limit how much the Zollverein can grow. I don't like the Zollverein. I don't like the Zollverein at all. Because when we're in the class of the world and the teacher lets people go to morning tea, she always does it in reverse alphabetical order. So Zollverein goes first. And me, Middle German Commercial Union, I go last because it starts with the M. So anyways, the rival customs union, they're being a little bitch about it. They form the Middle German Commercial Union. Right, so they have like a little intense rivalry. They just want to, they say their taxes against theirs or they want to bring them down. They want to pressure the Zollverein, make sure they don't keep growing. Because one thing is that when the Zollverein grows, there's a high chance that Prussia is becoming like a leading influence in the German Confederation, which means that Austria, the main powerhouse, is weakened by it. But we'll get into that later. Okay, so the Middle German Commercial Union was a political alliance formed to oppose Prussia's rising influence. All right, so essentially what I just where's my mouse going? We're just gonna call it the MGCU. It was a political alliance formed to oppose Prussia rising influence. So like, come on, these just little bitches, bro. They formed this shit just to oppose Prussia. Like this, it's stupid. Whatever. In 1831, 3 years later, the Middle Union collapses, and the former rival states join the Zollverein. For example, Bavaria in 1834. So the plan fails, and these guys are like, you know what, we're better off joining the Zollverein. All hail Zollverein, and you know, even these states are rivaling. They're probably peer pressured, you know. They end up joining anyways, right? So by 1836, right, 25 states. We have 25 states and 26 million people in the Zollverein. So 25 states and 26 million people are a part of the Zollverein. Like, this is beautiful. The Zollverein is thriving. The Zollverein has Schwarzburg and Sonderhausen in the Zollverein. Like, oh my god, it's beautiful. It's beautiful, you know? So, especially appointed body, the Zollverein Congress, you know, it can negotiate with other nations on behalf of its members. So pretty much, the Zollverein Congress is just the government of the Zollverein community and whatnot, right? And they take the lead on communications and infrastructure projects, right? And that's what led to the trade treaty with Belgium in 1844. All right, here we go. It standardized weights and measurements, so I'm guessing it makes it universal. Everyone can understand, make it fair and equal. There's no treaty of wide-tonguing translation. Traditori. Bullshit. What I just said was actually bullshit. I don't know what it is. Oh, fuck off, man. Traditori. Translators, traders. You know what? I'm just gonna hope they understand it. I don't want to explain it. Damn, how long have we been recording for? Fuck. Okay. So railways, roads, and post systems were upgraded to improve communication between member states. So there's a whole lot of further modernization. It's really beautiful, really beautiful. Okay, now there's Zollverein, right? It's beautiful, but what does it actually do? So, you know what? Let's look at the impact of the Zollverein. So Austria is isolated from German states because they weren't even invited. If you ain't invited, don't go. If you was not invited, don't go. So Austria, alone, not invited to the birthday party, and they're gone, right? So the economic unity and state cooperation paves the way for a nation state. Economy is growing steadily, it's increasing, trade is looking good. You know, everyone's cooperating under the under the Zollverein Congress lead or whatnot, and it's looking pretty beautiful. It's looking like a real combined nation state could really exist, but we're gonna see later on who wants that nation state and who doesn't. Right, the leadership of Prussia is displayed. Prussia is the engineer of all this. They're the innovators. They're the free thinkers. They're the F students. They created this shit. That's Prussia. Limitations: economic unity does not equal political unity, as you can see through the Middle German Commercial Union in 1828. Not everybody liked this idea. Austria still doesn't like this idea. Bremen, Hamburg, Hanover still haven't joined. They still don't like this idea. They got their own shit going on. You know what? Maybe they're not bitches. Maybe they're just living their own life. You feel me? Like, they're just not a part of the world or anything. Kind of like New Zealand in terms of the universal scale. But yeah, what I say: better economy, growing middle class, liberalism fanboys. Oh shit! I just closed. I just queued it. Oh fuck! I did. Whatever. Let's figure out what liberalism is. Political moral idea based on individual freedom, equality before the law, and the consent of the governed, protecting personal rights, supporting fair government. So it's like the democracy and freedom. That's not a simple terms at all. You just said what it just said. Okay, so individual freedoms, equality, and I guess like democracy. I mean, it seems pretty fair. What was the app I was using called? Sketch. Seems like it wasn't called sketch. Okay. It was freeform. That's what it was. Alright, so let's just open up the fucking ZOLLVEREIN. Full screen that bitch. Okay. Let's go into this, right? So we have all these impacts, right? And with impacts comes results. Or consequences, rather. So Austria is isolated from German states. What is the result of this? Austria's leading role in the German Confederation is weakened, right? The distance and the isolated. And the thing is, right? The whole German Confederation, the president of the German Confederation is some Austrian dude. I'm not gonna name them, right? And because I don't know. And the Emperor of Austria happens to be the same guy. So the same guy that's the Emperor of Austria, is the president of the German Confederation. Make it make sense. This guy is like so fucking powerful, but he's not invited. Like, oh my god, it's embarrassing. Reminds me of Trump. Anyways, Prussia now has a possibility to lead the German Confederation because everyone likes him. So many people teamed up with them in the ZOLLVEREIN. They can lead. They prove they can lead. They can stimulate economic growth. Like, they fire. You know, why are we not finna go with them? Industrial, trade, road, and rail networks, they all grew just because of the economy, general interest, general pragmatism, the spirits of the people, they've risen, you know, they're making money is good. Especially in Prussia. Everything in Prussia is probably booming by now. The ending of customs restrictions encouraged the growth of railways, acting as a unifying factor for the Germanic states. Right, so the custom restrictions is gone. Everyone wants to trade now. How are you going to trade without transport? Building railway, and this acts as a unifying factor for the Germanic states because, you know, they can now just take a train, bang, 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 bang. Shout out to James Watt steam engine. Greater prosperity encouraged both urban and Germanic middle class growth. I'm wearing Britannia as well, but someone kind of talking weird. But, you know, just more prosperity, more love, one love. You know, urban growing people, fucking people. It's beautiful, man. Germanic middle class growth, yeah, whatever. And the thing is, the ZOLLVEREIN did not produce political unity itself, right? It wasn't their plan. They went for economic, just solving problems that, you know, needed to be solved. Fucking 4K custom duties on goods, 16 tariffs within Prussia. Ew, just ew. So ZOLLVEREIN established greater economic unity and set up the customs parliament. And by doing this, they undermined the Austrian-led German Confederation because Austria was not there at all. So this whole thing about this president dude running the German Confederation, like, bro, he ain't doing shit. He a broke ass bum. He ain't doing shit. You feel me? So we got those results. Let me actually just. I've been talking. You can't just listen. Let me. Oh fuck. We have so many. Another impact is overline. Let me. How do I? Let me bring in the notes. There we go. So there's the results. Okay. Now you know, like, sure, this is all good and whatnot, right? And everyone's happy, but man, like, when everyone's happy, some people have to be not happy, okay? Because that's just how the world works. Some people, you need balance. You need balance, okay? So let's see the Germanic nation attitudes, right? So the people who are pro Germanic nation, so one united nation, people who are pro are the middle class, the bourgeois, right? These could be uni students, business owners, etc. Okay? It's quite simple. I like it. The economy's growing. Everyone's uniting. You know, there's drinking clubs and whatnot. Everyone's having fun. You know, we could really be one Germany if we tried. One love, one heart, one nation. People who are anti, you have the nobles. They're rich. They want to keep their status. They enjoy their position. A united Germany could threaten their status. It could threaten a revolution even. You know, they don't like it. They're happy where they at. They want more money for themselves. Austria definitely doesn't want this, because a Germanic nation at this point is probably going to be Prussian-led. And Austria, they want to be the fucking big dogs, you know? They want to be the big boys. It's coffin season. Okay, hold on. Thing is, you know, I don't know what the tone sounds like, so. Okay, hold on. It's coffee season. It's coffee season, and it's coffee season, and all the Germanic nations want a big boy like Austria, like Austria, like Austria. Right, okay, so Austria, they want to be the big boys. They want to be the ones being cuffed, but they're the ones being cucked right now. Bang, would you look at that? And foreign powers like England or UK, UK, France, Russian, Poland. Are they friends with Prussia? I have no idea. I can't search everything up. But they don't want it. You know why? Because a one unified whole Germany is quite strong. They have the ZOLLVEREIN. They have the people. They have fucking schwarzburg and sonderhausen. You know, those who could take down the fucking world if they wanted to, man. Creations of God. Creations of Germany. And the fucking lamb and the cabbage, or no, the horse and the cabbage. You have Schwarzburg, Sonderhausen, and you have the horse and the cabbage. While united Germany is impossible to beat. No, it's a donkey. It's a donkey. That ass. Even harder to beat. Let's get a photo of the donkey and the cabbage, man. Donkey, cabbages. Fucking hell, bro. Mate, Germany had this secret weapon in the bag, bro. Look, this is what Germany was like back then. Germany has the donkey and the cabbage and the donkey cabbage, and they have Schwarzburg and Sonderhausen. So France, UK, they're scared of this thing, right? They're anti. Fuck this, right? Who isn't bothered? The peasants. Why? Peasants are only worried about surviving day to day. They don't have the ability. They don't have the privilege of even thinking further. You know, even thinking about you know, why don't one day we turn all these groups into a nation? No, they're thinking about bread. You know, why are they thinking about bread? Because bread tastes better than Germanic nation attitudes. Bread tastes better than the ZOLLVEREIN. Bread tastes better than fucking unifying Germany. Bread tastes better than key. You know, the key to unifying Germany is a plan. They don't care about that. They just want to eat. They want to fucking do farming and all that shit. Alright, peasants are 72% of the population. So Germany's not unified just yet because 72% of the population does not give a fuck. Right? The leadership, yeah, we talked about that. Okay, so yeah, political leadership of German Confederation is still Austria because the dude holds the role, right? The Emperor of Austria, who's the president, he holds the role. Emperor of Austria and President of German Confederation. Franz Joseph I. I swear this guy was like assassinated or something. See, look at this question. How many wives did he have? I feel like this would only be if he had multiple, but he only has one. This guy's a fucking bro. He's loyal. I don't know. Google trying to make him. Holy shit. Hey man, why the long face? Damn. This is what happens when you fucking lead everything and some fuck ass overline comes along and they have Schwarzburg and Sonderhausen and the donkey and the cabbage. Feel bad for him, but you know what can you do? Schwarzburg and Sonderhausen, too powerful. Right? But the economical leaders of the German Confederation are Prussia, obviously. Right? What are the middle class motives for nationalism? Why do the middle class want to unify? Because they genuinely believe in this. They have a fighting spirit in them. They're patriotic. They love this. Economic growth. Beautiful, man. Like, come on. And social advancement. They may have further opportunities to advance in their work and their careers of a unified Germany. More opportunities, more people to talk to, more networking. LinkedIn with 10K versus LinkedIn with fucking 79 million people. Actually, probably like a billion. Actually, no, probably like 500 million. Whatever the population was. So, you know, just kind of recap here. This is probably like half an hour, but if you're watching this, I appreciate it. I hope this is entertaining. You learn a lot. But you know, like, this is the fucking ZOLLVEREIN, man. An economic area where trade moves freely or where goods move from one place to another freely without tariffs or custom duties. What you have to remember, Bremen, Hamburg, Hanover. You have to remember that in 1819, Schwarzburg and Sonderhausen joined the ZOLLVEREIN, and they were the first two. Man, these two sexy beasts. The impacts of the ZOLLVEREIN, you need to know the results right here. And you need to know that fucking France and UK were scared because Germany, a unified Germany, would have Schwarzburg, Sonderhausen, the donkey, and the ass, and the cabbage. There you go. ZOLLVEREIN out.